All right, good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic start to the AM here. Happy CPI day here, and let's kind of get after it here. So yesterday, a little bit of a challenging session, right? I got faked out. I don't know how many times it felt like as things kind of broke down and then bounced back up. And just as a reminder to myself here, right, is that price action isn't personal. So I could have yesterday, right, changed my stop loss technique or made money if I ignored my stop loss locations, and that would have been a great P&L result, but it ultimately would have cost me even more money long term. Right, one of the things we can't do as traders is basically tell ourselves that, once the lottery tickets are drawn, that we could say, if I played, 7, 12, 53, 64, 98, right, as my lottery ticket numbers, that I would have won after the fact, right? So there's none of that type of behavior here. There's none of those types of expectations. And for me, right, yeah, exactly like you're saying, John, it's about the ability to follow my rules and be consistent even when the variance short term makes it really challenging to do so. So for me, right, over a decade now of trading, I don't think that the trader who tries to optimize for the largest daily P&L wins, it's the trader that decides that they're going to choose to remain in control on a day-to-day basis that ultimately long-term wins, right? And for me, right, the important thing is about, managing my risk, trusting my technique, allowing myself to obviously feel the pain, right? That's inevitable. It's always going to suck. I'm not a good loser. I don't like losing. I've never, I was that kid when I was 6 years old. We'd be playing basketball games and they would tell us to not count score, and I'd count, and if we lost, right, I would cry. So I don't like losing, right? No one likes losing, but it's understanding that if you miss a shot, right, things don't go the way that you want, well, you're not going to change your behavior. You're not going to quit. You're not going to put yourself in situations where you're going to blow up. You're going to put yourself in situations where you learn from your decisions, you learn from your mistakes, you decide, okay, was this how I wanted to behave? Was this not how I wanted to have behaved? And when you control those elements, then the market kind of rewards you long term. When I look at my trading here over the last 10 days or so, I'm pretty much scratch, right? So I'm kind of like one day up, one day down, and dealing with a little bit of some, we'll call it choppy period right here in the market, where I'm not finding as much follow through as I would like, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? And it's not necessarily a good thing, but just need to remind myself, right, that every trader has periods where their P&L doesn't go in a straight line, right? So this idea that every day I'm going to be green, every day I'm going to be perfect, every day I'm going to be flawless, every day I'm going to have the exact result that I want, is a way of tricking myself into just blowing up my account the first time I have a day that doesn't go my way. So one thing that I have realized relatively early on in my career is that it is not, like, you don't judge yourself on the quality of your P&L, you judge yourself on the quality of your decisions. Did I behave the way that I wanted to behave? Did I follow my trading rules? Did I manage risk like a sociopath, right? Was I obsessing over my ability to lose small versus obsessing over my ability to win big? And I've spoken to hundreds of traders here now over the course of my coaching career, if you even want to call it that. And every time a trader obsesses over winning big, they ultimately just end up blowing up, right? I've seen it 1,000 times here now. And every time a trader decides to commit to losing small and playing the numbers game and playing basically the probabilities, then they set themselves up to be successful. So the decision, right, you have to make at some point here inside your career is to decide that, hey, I'm going to be the trader that I know I can be, And that starts, right, with managing your risk like a lunatic. I've said it before, and this is maybe like a little bit of a strange analogy, but I want to be the Richard Rodriguez of risk management, right? I want to be a risk management psychopath. I want to hunt my stop losses and be so deliberate in those plans that it is like uncomfortable, right, to be that obsessive. And the more that I can be that version of myself, and the more that I could obsess over those variables, the better things go here long term. So today, regardless of how you felt yesterday went, regardless of how you felt Monday went, regardless of how you felt last week went, today is a fresh day, and we don't bring baggage into new trading sessions. We don't trade with our ego after a big win. We don't trade with our greed after a big loss, and we simply focus on taking it one day at a time, one decision at a time, and remaining in control for each decision. And also understanding, right, that there's gonna be times to walk away, right? Walk away after a nice green day, walk away after a big red day, walk away when you feel like you lose control, and to put yourself in situations where you're doing what is best for your account long term, not what feels best for your account in the moment. And too many of us, right? Too many traders, too many individuals, we are slaves to what feels best in the moment, where we need that dopamine release, we need that gratification, we need that satisfaction of, oh, today was a 20K day, today was a 30K day, today was a 100K day, and we're unwilling to make decisions that compound long-term success. So we have to make that decision. We have to be okay walking away green. We have to be okay walking away red. And we have to start playing this long-term game instead of falling for the trap of those short-term results. So you know who you are, right? We all know only in ourselves, right? If that's how we feel individually, and if that is how you feel, right? If that is how you behave, this is your wake-up call, right? It's time to start doing something differently. It's time to start improving. It's time to start being deliberate, and it's time to start actually playing this long-term game. All right, so with that being said, let's start mapping things out here a little bit this morning. Let's figure out what we want to do, and let's have ourselves a fantastic trading day. So first things first here,